Good evening. I'd like to call the City of Waterville City Council meeting for Monday, October 14th, 2024 to order. And I will offer the prayer. Loving God, as we come together tonight for the City of Waterville, we pause to ask that you be with us and guide our way. May your spirit of peace surround all we say and do this evening. We ask for your strength to do what is best for the good of Waterville. Lord God, as servants of your people, we pray that you grant us a share of your wisdom. Amen. All rise. I would ask Mr. Gary Thompson to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I ask the clerk to prepare roll call.
Here.
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 Good. Second item on our agenda is to approve the minutes. And we've had two meetings since our last meeting. We had a special council meeting on October 3rd and a regular council meeting on September 23rd. We will take a motion to accept the minutes for our last meeting, which was October 3rd, a special meeting. I need a motion.
So moved.
So moved. Wayne Wagner, need a second?
Second.
Second. Anthony Garver. Any more discussion? All
Yes.
those
Mayor, I was not at the meeting, so I have to
abstain? Okay.
abstain. Yep.
All those in
Mayor,
favor?
I'll abstain also, Mayor.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, we have two abstentions. Mentioned that during the roll call. All those in favor of accepting the minutes from October 3rd, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Next is the approval of the minutes from our council meeting of September the 23rd. If I had a chance to review those, I need a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
I'll move Mary Duncan. Need a second?
Second?
Second. John Rozick. Any more? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? All right, we are moving along. Next is citizens' comments, and I do have a few, and I'd like to ask Wendy Gray to please go to the podium and state your name and address. You know the drill, and fire away.
Okay, Wendy Gray, 730 Village Parkway, Waterville, Ohio. So I am here to talk to you about the Christmas event. This year it will be on Sunday, December 8th. It will be from 4:30 to 7 p.m. this year. We will have our annual horse and wagon rides, Santa and Mrs. Claus, which you can see them over at the frame shop. We had them both there last year, and it's at Terry Russo's frame shop. And it's beautiful. It's such a cool atmosphere in there, so we're super excited to be able to use his building again. Zion Lutheran Church will be housing a lot of the events this year. They will have the green screen photo, the kids crafts, the food trucks, live music, and then we're going to have a few vendors up in the Family Life Center this year because people have asked. There won't be a ton of them, but just a few if people want to pick up a couple of Christmas items here and there. This year, the big event is Parker Square. So we're very excited about Parker Square. As a Christmas team, we brought it to council, and we've spoken with John Gokenauer about getting something that was more commercial grade. So with the park being so windy near the river, it's trying to find things that are not going to constantly be knocked down and blown over, and we're spending the whole season picking everything up. So we found a commercial company that does, it's like a 25-foot retractable flagpole that the lights come down and they kind of drape outward. So we got a 25-footer, and I believe we got two 20-foot trees as well. So there'll be 3 of those all lit up in warm white lights. And then also this year, Tom and Peggy Parker have come forward, and what they would like to do is they've been talking with some of the Christmas tree farms. And what they want to do is bring in 12 to 15 fresh trees, not to plant though, but they will be staggered throughout the park. And then businesses or residents can purchase a tree for $25. And then they would basically, it's a contest. And so you would be responsible to decorate the trees, and then we'll have laminated numbers on each tree. And then we'll have a ballot box up, and people in the city or wherever will vote on these trees. And Tom and Peggy Parker are donating all of the gifts. So this year it's going to be, the first place winner will be $500 cash to the winner. Then the winner can also choose a charity that the Parkers will donate another $500 to the charity. Second place will be $250 for the winner, $250 for a charity. Third place will be $125 to the winner, $125 to charity. So I think they're extremely gracious in doing this for our city and bringing the spirit of Christmas to Parker Square. And the plan is, once we do all of the activities around the town, again, it starts at 4:30, we'll meet at 6:30 at Parker Square, and that's when we'll do the big light up and everything. All 15 trees plus the big flagpole lights, everything will come on all at once after we make our announcements. Prior to that, 3rd Street, 2nd Street, that will already be lit up like Thanksgiving weekend or the Monday after Thanksgiving. We'll have those areas pre-lit for people to enjoy prior to the actual event. And then the night of the Christmas event, it'll be focused on Parker Square. So, yeah.
Good. Council, questions or comments?
Wonderful.
Nope. And as always, we're just looking for volunteers. And it should be a little bit, I say easier this year because last year I helped with sorting lights and figuring it out. And we already have diagrams drawn up and specified what goes where. And then just bringing the groups together and then having a team lead for each individual area to take their group and take the diagram and just light those areas up. And we will start that on November 3rd. So that's going to be the first, unless you see some of us out there prior to that sneaking around. So it takes a lot for anybody who's done this. It takes a tremendous amount of time, and I know some of you guys have been there and you've helped, and it just takes a very, very long time and a large amount of people to get so much lit around our town. But I think it's going to be beautiful, and everybody's excited. So, yeah.
So Wendy, if a business in town wanted to sign up for the tree, where would they sign up? Would they contact you or?
So, oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Don't call me.
Please.
Actually, the details will be coming out soon, because what we're going to try to do is have all the trees up around Friday, November 22nd, and then they'll have a week to decorate them. There'll be a week worth of voting right before our event, but the forms will be available on November 4th and probably down here at City Hall, and they can turn their $25 in with their forms to the city, correct, John? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then they'll kind of keep me posted, and again, there's going to be 12 to 15, and then of course I'll post it on, meanwhile, in Waterville, the Anthony Wayne community sites, and all of those group sites, it'll be on. But once the 15 are taken, they're taken. So it's going to be kind of that hurry up if you want to do it and get signed up for it. So I think it's a cool idea, and, so we've got a couple other little surprises coming along the way too. So a little bit different.
Wendy, when do you think the decorating would start in the city, other than Parker Square, or including Parker Square?
November 4th.
Well, the lights will start roving November 3rd, and then Parker Square, like I said, the fresh trees are coming in around November 22nd, or they need to be put up that Friday. John, we haven't determined though big giant trees are going up in Parker Square?
Well, I didn't want to take the liberty of citing them before running it by you first.
Right, oh, good. Yes, go ahead.
The sign up, to sign up online for the designated spots, they're all on meanwhile Anthony Wayne, Facebook page, Wayne's Facebook, Tony's Facebook. So they're all there for people to sign up for the days, it lists the days and times for decorating.
John, is there a way we can get that link posted on our city website? So people can
Yeah.
hit this link and go
Sure.
to this page to sign up and decorate? That'd be fantastic.
And as soon as I get, like, I know the Parkers are working on, like, some of the things for the tree contest. So as soon as he gets that over to me, it'll be, like, I just saw them a few days ago. So he's working on finishing that up, and once he does that, and then my daughter Kaylee gets it all put together, then I'll go ahead and advertise it, get the flyers down here. And again, it can be businesses, residents, families, anybody can sign up for $25. But they have to purchase the ornaments themselves. And then after the season, they can either take their ornaments back or they can donate them to the city. And then, at the end of the season, we'll figure out what to do with all those trees. I'm sure there's places that will take those. And then as far as the big trees going up, there's some stuff that we have to do prior to, putting those up, but obviously they're gonna be in place before the fresh trees come in, which will be, again, on November 22nd. The idea is to have those put in place all day Friday, so the big trees will have to go up prior to that. So I think we have to talk with, Public Works on that before we can get those situated. Okay?
Thank you
Alright.
to you and your committee. Appreciate it. This is great information. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have another citizen, Scott Johns, would like to address the council. Scott?
Scott Johns, 1207 Applegate Street. Based on that with Parker Square, that's kind of the topic that I was gonna bring up. With the weather turning cold, we had an ice skating rink last year. And I wanna get ahead of the game this year and not get it up so late. And hopefully we get a hard freeze, but I was going to, suggest putting it in the center of Parker Square. I thought that would be a cool idea to have skating throughout the winter, have the trees around it, celebration of Christmas and holidays and all that, and if it's feasible. I know there was some concern about the sprinkler heads, but I think with the water is distributed all the way out, I don't think it's gonna be an issue, but we could probably ask somebody from a sprinkling company, what their thoughts are, and see if that's even feasible, but I thought it'd be a great idea to put it down there instead of in the ball diamond. I think it would be a great asset over there.
Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
So, my only comment, and good suggestion. I know there's been some other ideas floated, to the point of even looking next year, not 24, but 25, even looking at a possible, temporary a real ice refrigerated rink. And so, there's been some of those conversations, but, I'm gonna ask our administrator to come back with some recommendations. I think last year, the reason why it went to the ball field was the parking and the lights. Granted, there can be
Right.
some more, grading and sand put in to elevate it, but no, those are good ideas, and I think,
I
we
just
got,
thought it'd be a great asset down there.
yeah, so we got a little bit of time, but not a lot to make that, thank
Okay.
you. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Right, next, on our agenda are, staff reports, and I'll start with our administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. Council has a copy of my report. Wanted to mention a couple things. So the shared use path is underway, and we're probably gonna finish all the paving this week. We have a
section on the trail from Farnsworth to south. We need to finish that, and then we'll be working on the concrete driveway approaches, handicap ramps, things like that. Mostly on Waterville, Myclover Road, and then we started on the Farnsworth water line and paving improvement on October 7th, and so it's moving from River Road west up Farnsworth to the trail, and we're replacing about 970 feet of water line with 8-inch water lines. So, you know, we're going uphill, so it's kind of slow going because of all the shallow bedrock in the downtown area, but we've got about 540 feet installed, so hopefully by November 1st, the line will be in, and then we'll get all the service connections, hydrants, the 2 alleys connected, and then if the weather holds up, maybe we can pave a little bit in November here and kind of get that rolling along. We have our comprehensive plan update committee meets tomorrow, October 15th at 5 p.m. And then we had our unlimited pickup last Saturday in Area A, so we're following that up with a unlimited pickup in Area B, and that's for Saturday, October 19th. And so Area B is the south side of Michigan Avenue, and then, you know, the east side of Wilkshire Drive towards the river. So hopefully we'll have a good pickup in Area B. I haven't really heard of any major issues from last weekend, but hopefully that went well. So if council has any questions.
Council? All right, we will move on to our law director.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Our finance director is not here today.
No report.
And our treasurer. No report. All right. Next is communication from council members. I'll start with Mr. Bruno.
No report.
Mr. John Rosen.
Thanks, Mayor. John, you mentioned the new path along the trail, which looks very nice, and I've actually seen users on the path. Very nice, very good. I got my 2 questions really, and we talked about this before, but I wonder if we should again consider, because of the speed limit on the Anthony Wayne Trail and the proximity to that path, if we should consider reducing the speed limit again from Dutch Road to Farnsworth. I think it's 50 or 55 now, which means it's 60 or 65 generally as
Right.
people go.
Well, I mean, we did some research on that, and you know, we can apply to have that reduced, but the county engineer controls the other side of the road, and he's not going to lower the speed limit unless a traffic study says that it can be lowered. So you know, we have the west side, they have the east side. So I don't think it's going to be successful, but we can go through the mechanics of it, I guess you could say, and file it and see what he has to say. But
There's like a border between the east and the west side. Is that what happened?
yeah, the county engineer, you know, he
Yeah.
has to agree to have the speed limit lowered on his side of the road. And you know, we had that situation on Waterville, Myclover, and he didn't want to do that for the stretch, the east side of the road, that little stretch that's in the township. So we had to keep the speed limit the same for that part of
yeah.
you know.
Well, do we need a motion, or would you just take a look at it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Okay. My other thought on it is the end now at Canal is right at the intersection of Canal and Anthony Wayne Trail. I mean, it's 2 feet off the main highway, the end of the path.
right. I mean, there's going to be a concrete walk there, and then I guess we'll have to put some kind of if you're going down the trail, the shared use path on the south part of Waterville, Myclover, you see where, you know, there's some, I don't know, some
Barricades or something.
barricades. We'll have to put those in at an appropriate point to the south of that intersection, just so cars don't decide to drive down the
Right,
trail.
because they will, you know.
Right, they will. And we've been doing some research on signage, and we're going to post more signage, and We're also looking at the Metro Parks policy in regards to motorized scooters and vehicles, and we had discussions at the, at public safety about that, but when all that's done, I think, it should be a comprehensive signage and things like that all throughout the city in that respect.
Does it, at that point, does it curve up to Canal Road?
So it'll curve into a sidewalk, and then it'll go up to Village Parkway, and then we'll have a crosswalk
Okay,
at the intersection.
yeah. And then that's the end of it. It doesn't continue to Dutch Road, does it, the path?
No, I believe in 27, we're gonna carry that up to Dutch Road,
Okay,
so.
all right, good. Thanks, John.
Okay.
That's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
No report.
Anthony?
No report?
Todd?
So, yeah, John, I just wanted to say, based on what Rosick said, I've been an advocate of reducing that as well. When you request a study, can you ask them to look at Village Parkway or Canal pulling out onto Anthony Wayne Trail? Because that's pretty dangerous in the morning. There is a backup of traffic there. And if you think about it, cars going 55, and as we talked about before, the obstruction of kind of like coming on a curve, people coming out, and now we're dealing with the shared use path. I think, I do feel it's a good time to have them, look at that, especially with that shared use path. And I think we need to actually have them look at that area specifically, so. Secondly, this happened to me, and I know you put that stop sign, because I suggested it before, going down Anthony Wayne Trail, not stop sign, the no turn on red, Anthony Wayne Trail to Mechanic. I was actually sitting at that light and turned onto 3rd Street and almost got in an accident. I think the no turn on red is only certain times of the day.
Right.
I don't know if we can just say no turn on red, because if you're sitting at that light, wait for it to turn green, and you do turn onto 3rd Street, and cars are turning right, and they see, and they don't notice that you're on Mechanic turning onto 3rd, especially now with the construction going on. Just another consideration, if you don't mind. And then lastly, I was not able to attend the tree commission meeting. However, I did get a summary from Nancy, and she did make a great suggestion in regards to potentially hiring a seasonal employee to just take care of the parks. So I want you to kind of think about that and consider that for next summer, where we would just have a seasonal employee. And I would recommend maybe going to UT or Bowling Green or one of the local universities to the horticulture and posting there, and see if we can get somebody that that would be interested in just caring for the parks. I know they put in like some planting areas at Waterworks Park, and they've kind of turned into basically weed areas because they haven't been cared for. So it'd just be nice to have someone that would just concentrate on all of our parks, or, we have a lot of parks, I think, are beautiful and would benefit from somebody concentrating on those, and that's it.
Mary?
I just wanted to, I know we are already talking about Christmas, but we're going to back up a little bit and talk about the scavenger hunt for Halloween that's going on. You can pick up forms at the Waterville Library. They have to be turned in by October 24th. I'm sure you've seen the 3-foot skeletons in the windows of our businesses. It's a relatively easy scavenger hunt. You write down where you saw them, and you turn your form in for a piece of candy, and then you're also eligible for the prizes. Again, this is a Terry Masucci scavenger hunt. It's not really sponsored by the city, but all the details are on Meanwhile in Waterville, and it's a fun thing to do with your kids. So that's all I have.
Thank you. I have a few things. We haven't met since we did meet, but I guess our regular meeting. We had a great Rooster Booth activity, thanks to the Chamber of Commerce and all the volunteers that put that on, the city staff, as well as fire, police, public works, and so forth. So thanks for that. Also, speaking of activities, thanks again to Wendy and her team, but we have Halloween in there. We have reminded our citizens that October 31st is Halloween, and we celebrate it on Halloween from 6 to 8 here in the city, as well as the Chamber of Commerce had Boo to Do on October the 24th from 5 to 7. It's always a lot of fun here in downtown Waterville. I also received a notice from the Browning Masonic, our community out here on 24 and Noward Road. But on November the 9th is their annual craft fair from 9 a.m. to 3. You're all welcome to stop out. There's a lot of activity. A lot of the citizens that live there make homemade candy and needlework and fine arts, and it's a great way to show appreciation to our folks that live at Browning. So again, November the 9th from 9 to 3 p.m. Additionally, we've got some great people that live in Waterville. We got some veterans that live in Waterville. We also have some citizens that make it to 100 years old. And this past Saturday, the city participated in a little celebration for May Helfinger Beach, who will turn 100 years old on October the 21st. So I invite all citizens that are interested to send May Helfinger Beach a birthday card. Probably send it to Story Point. I'm sure they'll get it in their hands. And then secondly, last week on October the 6th rather, Mrs. James Sorg turned 99, and she lives out at the Browning Masonic. I say that because she's rooting for her 100th birthday as well. She also was an old neighbor of mine back in the neighborhood, and I got a chance to see a lot of the Sorg family when they were in town on the 6th. So, additionally, I had talked last council meeting, Veterans Day is November the 11th. The offices will be closed that day. We generally would have our council meeting on the first or second Monday of the month, or Veterans Day, but we're going to move it to Wednesday, November 13th, for a couple of reasons. I know some council members are participating in some other activities on the 12th, and there's a lot of budget things going on, and I felt it was important that we have a full team. So citizens and council members, Wednesday, November 13th will be our council meeting. At 5:30 that same night, the Inclusive Park Committee is going to be meeting here in the chamber. They've got some guests coming to give some presentations, so that takes place the same night at 5:30 until 6:30 here at the chamber, here in the chambers of council. That, I believe, are all the things that I have on my agenda. All right. Next is old business, ordinance number 0824, an ordinance amending Part 3 of the codified ordinances of the City of Waterville, Schedule V of the traffic schedules, restricted or prohibited parking by adding a no parking area to a portion of South River Road near Anthony Wayne Trail. The first reading was held on September the 9th. Second reading was held on September the 23rd. And the third reading and legislative action is scheduled for tonight, October the 14th. John?
Mayor, I have nothing to add on that.
Okay. Do we need any other further action on this before we take a vote? Okay. So I need a motion to accept resolution ordinance number 0824.
So moved.
So moved, Todd Baralti, the second.
Second.
Second, Anthony Bruno. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, thank you. Next is ordinance number 0924, an ordinance revising the Waterville Codified Ordinances, Part 11, Planning and Zoning Code, Chapter 1145, the sale, distribution, or retail dispensing of marijuana for the purposes of non-medical use in all zoning districts of the City of Waterville. The first reading was scheduled and held on September the 23rd. The second reading is scheduled for tonight, October the 14th. And the third reading and public hearing and legislative action is scheduled for October the 28th, 2024. John, anything else to add to that?
Nothing to add, Mayor.
So we'll be voting this next meeting. But council, any comments tonight? All right, we'll move on. New business, there is no new business tonight. However, we are going to have an executive session tonight. This is a conference with a law director regarding ordinance number, or Ohio Revised Code 121-22G2, purchase or sale of property for the public purposes for tonight. So I need a both of them. 24. All right. This one? Both of them then.
No, just the.
All right. So we were going to take a timeout and go backward for a minute. We're going to go back to ordinance number 0824, an ordinance amending Part 3 of the codified ordinances of the City of Waterville, Schedule V. Good.
Roll call.
All right, we'll start that at one again. For old business, ordinance number 0824, an ordinance amending Part 3 of the codified ordinances of the City of Waterville, Schedule 5 of the traffic schedules, restricted or prohibited parking by adding a no parking area to a portion of South River Road near the Anthony Wayne Trail. The first reading was scheduled for September the 8th, 2024. The second reading was scheduled for September 23rd, 2024. And the third reading and legislative action was scheduled for October the 14th, 2024. John, anything else to add to that?
Nothing further, Mayor.
We need a motion to accept ordinance number 0824.
So moved.
John Rozak, need a second?
Second.
Second, Todd Borowski. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Still yes.
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 Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
All right, so then we're going to go into, there's no new business, and we're going to go into executive session to a conference with the law director regarding Ohio Revised Code 121.22G2 for the purchase or sale of property for the public purposes. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved?
So moved, Mary Duncan. Need a second?
Second.
Second, Tony Garver. Roll call.
Yes.
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 And I would say after we come out of executive session, we are not expected to have any further action on tonight's agenda. Thank you.